What are we talking about today?
Okay. Well, we're talking about musks. We had this plan. I had this plan, and the plan was to use some Virginian cedar, a thing which we sort of know the smell of. Funny thing is, though, I think everyone knows the smell of Virginian cedar because it smells like pencils. I then discovered that Alex never used a pencil made out of wood at school. He liked the propelling pencil that has no wood in it.
Yes, I know those things. Yes,
yeah.
the mechanical pencils.
Yes. So if you are not familiar with the whole pencil smell, then you wouldn't. Virginian cedar won't remind you of.
So does it not remind you? Don't think about pencils at all?
No, but Sarah, well, I tried pencils, and
have you ever used a real pencil?
No, I get it.
I demonstrated.
Really didn't like them, so.
Did other people use them?
I think so, yeah. But.
So just
wow.
Pencil sharpener.
I don't know why I feel sorry for you. I feel sad that you haven't had a pencil experience.
No, I have, but I think I really didn't like them when I was a child, so I chose the alternative route. I had the option, so
I do like a mechanical pencil.
Well, yeah, those as well. I have my dad's vintage Yardled from the 1950s. I'm talking of mechanical. It's a mechanical pencil. The Yardled took like a lot of different, not quite a yard, but you could store several.
Yard of lead.
A yard of lead, yes. Several different ones inside the pencil. So if you ran out, you could use another one. So yeah, it was quite handy. So I've got that. So whereas here we go. Lots of people associate Virginian cedar with pencil aroma. So this was my plan: was to take Virginian cedar and see what this range we have here of different musks does, or what they all do separately, what different effects they have on the thing.
Yeah.
Great.
That's my master plan. Here, have a basic essence of pencil. To those of us.
No, but it reminded me of IKEA, because in IKEA in France, I don't know if it's the same in the UK, but we have those huge piles of pencils.
Yeah.
So that's what it reminded me of,
yeah.
Not necessarily knowing that it was the pencils.
Yeah. So table relatively clean. So I'm just going to do a few of these, and then we can try different musks on them and see if we can smell a difference. This is going to be this month's perfume making exercise for the team. So maybe 6 is probably enough to start with, because otherwise we might run out of
you can do different
will to live. Musks then. What should we have? Okay, none of these are made out of animals' bottoms. Originally, musk was an excellent fixative. It was used in perfumery while everything was natural. We now have synthetic musks, which we tend to use instead, and because it's not all that kind to slit open an animal's backside to get the gland out of it from which musk was taken. Cut a long story short then. No. Ooh, sorry, didn't mean to use the word cut there. Yeah. So, the word musky then. Everybody thinks it's something different from what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me it was always, I was described things as musky, but actually what I meant was ambery, I think. Yeah.
As it happened, good. Yeah, people will quite often say musty, and the musty is sort of a bit sheepish.
Yeah.
Like oak moss and patchouli together would be musty.
Yeah.
And then you've got the must this is my northern accent again, M-U-S-T. That's something at the bottom of a bottle of wine as well. So
yeah. So
I think musty and musky are, well, I don't know. anyway. So these in modern modern
sorry.
perfumery,
Yeah.
they're all sort of clean and
Yeah.
clean and fluffy and
They're beautiful. They all have their different nuances.
yes. Which what do you know any musks you'd like to try?
Romandolide.
We're going to do Romandolide, Arthur, and then I'll put Romandolide on one of these and see what it
And see
does to it.
what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
I just realised I have a stain on my shirt.
Well, fortunately, you're not on the screen, so we get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, on the other hand, you are going out. Okay. Romandolide. I've been using this a long time since, I don't know, 2013, because I'd heard then that it was biodegradable, and so I wanted to use it. And then it disappeared, and I couldn't get any from my supplier, and now I've got it back again, and I'm very happy because it doesn't
love it.
cost much.
I absolutely love it. I love musks. Does anyone not?
I read something really interesting, and this is about old Animalic Musk still, it was in a very old perfume book, something like 1800s, 1700s, and whoever had written it had said that people come into the shop and say they can't stand musks, they don't want anything with musks in it, they want something else completely, and they'd pick out one that had loads of musk in it and say that was absolutely marvellous, it's just what they wanted. So like nothing's changed in 200 years.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people go, I can't stand it, I can't stand things with far too much musk. And yet if you have a perfume that has no musk in whatsoever, you'd probably miss it. Because it smooths things out. They
Well,
don't
also,
always
I
dominate.
just don't think it smells. I don't think musks smell like what people think they smell like.
Yeah.
People think they smell like musty.
Yeah. And yet they smell like clean washing, or rather clean washing smells of musk, because so many musks are used in washing things.
But it's quite funny when I read an old French book about formulation. It's like they were still using the old animalic stuff, and then it was when the synthetic musk were appearing, and they were putting them in the fragrances, but then they were putting in small notes under it. It was like, it will never equal the beauty of the natural thing. It was like the actual perfumer that wrote that. It was like, you can use them, but it will never be as good as the actual. So the snobbish attitude, the snobbery, actually come from those like old French master perfumers that were like, how dare you use something that was made in a lab and not use the beautiful piss-smelling things that you
So
find in nature.
Have you smelled any musk of animal
Derivation?
derivation? Thanks.
From animals? The only thing I've smelled is I've smelled a single musk pod at the Osmotech, and it smelled like donkeys on the beach. Not kidding, it took me, I was like, I know this smell, I know it, what is it? And it was Daisy the donkey.
So are these accurate? Are they reconstructions?
Yeah,
these?
they're reconstruction of the tinctures that they were making.
And they are accurate?
Yeah, like I think Animalis was one of them.
Animalis smells like the donkeys on the beach. And that's a combination of different materials. These that we're smelling are individual
Single molecules
that come within a musk pod.
Yeah.
Or similar. Or they
similar,
have...
Yeah.
Because well, Alex was saying, when you make the tincture out of it, that's not the actual whole musk pod. That smells like a donkey. And Animalis is a recreation of several different molecules. And so that's a base. And that does smell like donkeys.
Yeah.
But then expensive musk used as a fixative a couple of 100 years ago, even 100 years ago, that would be a tincture of the insides of the musk pod, so that would have gone through some processing and would smell cleaner, wouldn't it? Cleaner than the donkey.
Yeah, from my experience, it's still quite mean, but the dry down is beautiful. The start is still quite mean. Well,
in a donkey-like manner. Challenging.
Yeah, challenging. Yeah, you need to like. Is it stool? No. But maybe public toilet settings. You need to be. Yeah.
Okay, a little bit on the filthy side.
Yeah, I mean, Tonkinon, one of the most famous bays for that, or like even Muscarome, for like Tonkin Musk, is you have your sibling that went to the toilets and didn't flush for 2 days because he was alone in the house. It will kind of smell like that.
That sort of thing.
That sounds like you've spoken from experience.
Yeah. Depend on which brother, really.
What's this thingy?
Ooh.
This is Velvione.
Velvet is so nice.
So this is much more expensive because it's more expensive to produce, difficult to make.
And, well, this Velvione, I can't really understand
Why
why.
is it expensive?
Well, it's Givaudan. It's
Oh.
a thing, and Tagasaco produced Ambratone, which is the same molecule, different process, but same molecule for.
Okay. And so I didn't know
Fraction
about
of the price.
Ambratone, so I bought Velvione, and it cost quite a lot of money. So
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
yes.
Very, very beautiful.
I mean, it's not too bad when you buy 5 kilos. It's just if you buy 1 kilo. I mean, but then there are reasons why things are expensive, and some of them are. Givaudan doesn't have a UK agent anymore, so we have to have it imported, and there's extras, and so you have to buy a lot of it. And
But it may also balance out in a sense that Remandolide you could use a fair amount in the perfume.
yes,
Well, a Velvione you really just need not much to make a huge impact on
big
the
effect,
fragrance. So probably the price is reflected on that as well, is that you
Yeah.
really don't need much.
and
You know-
I would tend to use them both.
Yeah.
They're all very, very, very similar, aren't they?
I'd probably say yes, and that I find them very difficult to tell apart. I think Alex is better at it than
It's
I am.
probably for me, maybe not for others, but still the kind of family of molecule that's the most difficult
Yeah.
to tell apart. You still have kind of groups, you know, of like some will be more fruity, like I don't know, the helvetolide or the apalide, and some will be more, I don't know, powdery, let's say, but still like blind, or even in a fragrance, like you could give me any fragrance, I couldn't tell you, I don't know if it's remandolide, like ethylene brassylate, galaxolide. Some people say they can, and I mean, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. At this point
You're kind.
in my journey, I'm not able to. I wish I was, but I'm not able to.
Yeah. I feel like Romandolide's the best one. Do you know why?
Why is
Because
that?
it's the one I can smell the most. It's just the loudest. It's like,
Yeah, it fills a lot of space.
yeah.
It's also good. I like it a bit very much because it is not that expensive and it's biodegradable. So what's not to love about it?
Yeah.
So the one that I gave you last was the APALide,
Yeah.
which does smell kind of apple-y. But I think it's
Incredible.
been discontinued and replaced by Edenolide, which
right,
is
yes.
we've gone from the plain apple into
Eden.
Eden.
We've been here before.
We have.
This is in the pomegranate video.
Yes, we have indeed been to Eden. No, we've not been to Eden. But it's
Because you said
It's a
that in
shame.
Eden it wasn't an apple, it was a pomegranate.
it was a pomegranate, and that's what we got talking about pomegranates. But anyway, Edenolide we think doesn't. It's not quite as apple-y.
Is it
Maybe
not?
People wanted it to be.
Yeah, it was sold to me as a red apple, while apalide was like kind of more green apple. I can't find the red apple in Edenolide.
Have you got Edenolide there?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Right, hang on a second, because that's Galaxolide, which I just dipped. We'll go for the.
I like Galaxolide.
Okay, good. And that one, I mean,
All of them are quite nice, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like,
oh, we should also mention that some people can't smell musks at all.
yeah.
Some people are anosmic to musks because they are just so big, they're off the end of people's scales of detection. But usually you can tell they even if they can't smell them, bless you, can detect their effect.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the
Which is
Eden
different than
line.
music, isn't it? Because I mean,
yeah.
if there are some frequencies that you can't like hear, or as
Yeah.
you get older, like I would compare this to like the size of molecules you can smell.
Yeah, like dog whistles.
But then can you tell the effect of like a sound you don't hear?
If you've got a sub bass in the background,
Yeah.
I think that
You
there
can
are
feel it.
Yeah, there are vibrations going on. Maybe.
It's nice as well, but it doesn't
Yeah.
smell like apples anymore.
So I'll put that on.
Having trouble.
They're just so subtle, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're so.
they're soft. I mean, one of the reasons
I'll tell
that
you
you
one that
might
isn't.
use, but which one isn't?
Romandolide.
We're liking that.
It's the only one anyone needs.
There are reasons. I mean, you might put more than one musk in because some people are not anosmic. All of them, they might be anosmic just as some of them. So I dipped the GALAIDE, which is it's a pretty famous one. It's in the Grossman Accord, which is the big 1980s super fruity floral kind of a cloud base. And now I'm beginning to lose it completely.
It's the thing, they are quite similar and they will.
Yeah.
The noise fatigue is quite.
Yeah, we are
Powerful.
challenging our noses right now with all of this.
Yeah, can't smell it.
Oh, Godslide is nice as well.
But also,
I'm not gonna lie.
I did have a bit of a cold last week.
Yeah,
Don't have it
still
anymore.
recovering. So, I mean, AELION is completely different.
So we're adding things to our Virginia cedar there.
We are. We've got one Virginian cedar by itself, and then we've got Virginian cedar with 2 drops of musks added to them, so that we could see if we can assess the difference.
Yeah.
But this is something I think we should probably spend a week on. You know, coming back to it, doing it with orange the next day, doing it with rose the day after that, doing it with patchouli on another day, and we've only got the length of film. Okay, there's the Virginia cedar by itself. I've only done one of each. I could do more.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good stuff.
Pencils, pure pencils. Give us a pencil. So, here you go. With Romandolide.
I'm kind of glad I don't have the association, to be honest.
Yeah. And all
'Cause
you're
I
thinking
find-
of is IKEA.
Yeah, well, a bit of IKEA, but I find it quite beautiful and
Yeah.
and I feel like it.
Oh, I like pencils, you see.
This.
You're speaking to a woman who's got a tin of
Yeah.
72
That's very
pencils.
true. I
That-
like pencils.
That is.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. 'Cause-
that may as well be one of the
oh, yeah,
reasons.
sorry. Romandolide.
That is. I've just borrowed a pencil off a girl in the year above that I fancy.
Yeah. Okay. That's pencils and Belvio.
Pencil from the cat.
That is, I've accidentally found the wrong pencil in the library. I
Is
don't know
it?
who owns it.
This one, I almost feel that the Velvione is smothering the pencil. I mean, there's
Yeah.
the Velvione. That one is the APAL.
Yeah.
Velvione.
Oh, that's different, that one.
But that's an extremely good exercise for somebody that doesn't know that Velvione in high amount will absolutely engulf
Yeah.
everyone. In a formula, Velvione can be absolutely overbearing.
Oh, yeah.
The pencils kind of disappear.
Yeah, well, Romandolide
give it me back.
will be
Yeah.
nicer to. It will let other people express themselves.
Yeah.
Velvione, if you don't like put a leash on it, it's gonna
Yeah, it subdued
It's
the.
an attack musk.
It
Yeah.
subdued the cedar.
Yeah, it's not boosted it. Whereas a Romandolide feels like it's boosted it.
Have we got it with the
What are we on
Romandolide?
now? Yeah.
I haven't smelled
You
that
had
one.
that. Yeah, that's the one you smelt first. That's the one that belongs to the.
Oh,
the
yeah.
pencil belongs to the girl of the year above that you quite
Lauren.
fancy.
So I've borrowed a pencil of Lauren. I won't say her surname.
Okay.
I went to an old boys' school. I'm making all this up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know, sad, isn't it? What a waste.
You don't know that.
No, this is what am I thinking? Yeah, no, bad, but old-fashioned stuff. Okay, the Adenolide, I like that because it's like they're sweet, but not overwhelmingly. It's soft and
That wins for me
Yeah,
because that makes the Virginian cedar keep its integrity,
Mm-hmm.
but it also adds a softness. And I like that. That's the best one
okay.
in my opinion.
Try this then.
Oh wait, Galactolide.
Yeah.
That one wins for me.
Okay. I just thought I've got one last
That's
one
the
to
best
do,
one.
which would be quite funny, probably.
See, one of the notes in Adenolide, I think, was red fruit,
Yeah.
and feel like you get it more here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. The red apple thing
Yeah.
appears more when you put it with the Virginian cedar.
Yeah.
Who knew? So, but by
Surprisingly more.
itself, it doesn't seem to do much. Okay. So for fun, I've done one more.
Which one?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Is
not
your
much-
nose fatigued?
Very possibly. But I'm going to read out what it says because this is one of my favourite things. Page 101. It's full of
That
this.
smells like Pritt stick.
Ah.
Like
No, I
what?
think that's my arm that smells like Pritt stick.
What is
Pritt
that?
stick. It's a glue.
Ah.
It's a little.
It's a mechanical glue. You would like
It
it.
is. Okay, so this is with AELION.
Right.
AELION, which is described as the material is used to impart erogenous musk notes to fragrances for a wide range of applications.
That's
I just
a
can't get
sentence
over
that
that
doesn't mean
sentence. I just cannot get over that sentence. That's why I ended up buying 5 kilos of AELION because of that sentence. I just thought, how can the front half of that sentence and the back half of that sentence even exist together?
Yeah, they probably would.
I think it's just translated from the German, strangely. In comparison to the below mentioned 8-cyclohexadecanone, which is called globanone, isomers having the double bond in position 7 display a much warmer and stronger erogenous musk note with slightly animalic and crystalline-like aspects.
I
That's
don't.
my head in. Smells like charity shops.
Yeah, it's not, and not even the erogenous charity shops that you get.
No, just not even the sex wine charity shops.
I'm not very turned on by charity shops.
You go into the wrong ones.
Yeah, I think you're right. You should go to Mary's Living and Giving.
Nothing as sexy as charity.
It's for charity, mate. Whoa.
Go on then.
Okay, it's seriously turned into. It's charity shop waiting by pencils. It's gone. It's like charity shop with IKEA furniture now.
That's the least erogenous of all of them.
Well, yeah, I didn't say it was that.
No, I know,
No, but they did. Yes,
I think it's also because of the structure.
it's got an erogenous structure.
No, but all of like AELION, Exaltone, Muscone, they all have a similar structure, and it's the one that are commonly found in nature, and we're supposed to. Oh, you're wearing pheromones and stuff like this. So I think it's stuck.
It is kind of more animalic in it. It's not. It's less fluffy bunnies and more hamster cage.
But none of them are hamster cage on their own.
No, I guess putting it with cedar. Shall we go with the Habanalide just? And then we need
Oh,
to make sure Arthur isn't late. But
Incredible.
yeah. So Habanalide, named after. I mean, I just love that what they're named after. One, the Garden of Eden, another one, Havana.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it for Havana?
Yeah, because Habana with a B is Spanish for Havana. You know, I met Karen of Caranal.
But why did...
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a woman called Karen who invented a couple of molecules, and one of them's named Caranal after her.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's because of the hot metal and all the old cars, but I could be wrong. I like to think. He's Googling.
Karen Al.
Yeah, so she's a molecular perfume chemist. You know, I mean, they're all made of molecules, but I mean, her job was to make new molecules.
Wow.
And I met her at IFRA last year, and she said, "Hi, I'm Karen of Caranal." It's like, oh, what a joy!
Wow.
And then she said I've been banned.
Why?
It's been for environmental reasons, I think. It's been banned. So.
Right, interesting.
Fine.
How do you make new molecules?
Over to the chemist.
You'd have to get the Hadron Collider out,
No,
dash things together.
Yeah, it's a reaction.
easier than that.
The most difficult part is actually making sure that you have the right molecule, because when you combine two things together, it's kind of like I'm gonna get red flagged by a lot of chemists, but when you combine like two things in cooking, you can expect what's gonna happen. It's the same in perfumery, where you have like classes and families of reactions, so you can expect where you're going. You're not going completely blind. But then after that, you have to make sure that what you synthesize, what you created, is actually what you were looking for. And this is where it can get difficult, because if it's a very small molecule, then it's easy, but some of these are
And it's not like
massive.
you can just whack it under a microscope and have a look at it.
Oh
No.
no!
Exactly.
No, but
Yeah.
it's quite a fun task to.
So is it? So you could get two chemicals that have no smell to us,
Yeah.
react them, and then suddenly they smell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Magic.
And you can get two chemicals which smell the same, but they're completely different structure. With the almond
But they
thing,
just tickle the same scent receptors.
somehow trigger the same response in the brain.
C'est
And
magique.
probably all through the second half of the 19th century, you had men in frock coats and long beards in their labs going, "I say, Smithers, smell."
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot more safety these days.
Yeah.
Might have smelt gorgeous, and that's it. There's only one person ever smelt it.
Mm.
Okay, this is the Habanalide and Virginian cedar.
So,
Oh yeah, that's much more.
yeah, Habanalide is not found in nature. It's one of these that were synthesized by Feminish.
Right.
So I'm going to give you a strange demo, and some of you might be able to do this, you might not, but this is what they sound like to me.
Mm-hmm.
So Romandolide with Virginian cedar is Valvio. Oh, Apalide is Galaxolide is That's quite soft. The Adenolide is actually the same note but rougher.
Go on then.
It's got a underneath it.
Go on then. You take the top note.
And okay, I take that note.
No, I
No,
can't.
you're on a you then Thank you. That's Adenolide. And then
Chord.
Habanalide. Yeah. So that for me, it's much easier for me, rather than to think how different do they smell, how different do they sound. I find that.
I'm going to cut all those out, and I'm going to make a song from them.
Okay.
Play them next to each other.
Okay.
No, I'm not
Is
going to
it-
do that.
Do you hear anything, or is this just?
That's what I hear.
No, I don't hear. Maybe I see more colors than I hear.
I hear the soft scrape of paper against my nose.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're different.
They definitely are
They do
different.
different things,
They-
and the number of experiments we could do with this, the number of filter
Yeah.
papers we would use up, we could go on for days.
I would say that
Days.
they don't smell very different when by themselves. But then when you put them with the Virginian cedarwood, they then present their qualities, their unique qualities.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what they're for.